Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1126. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today, we hear from the beautiful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley. Plus, we get to a wonderful news segment, and we're going to call this news segment, the Mikelopedia.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
In Seneca. Yeah, because I got a great story over here on the other side of Cafe Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But first, let me sing you a song about when you're at work and you have that little thing that you do that makes you a jerk because you go on Facebook and you look at people posting pictures of their wedding and you sit there and you go, I'm going to be alone forever and move to Reading. And you know, that's all right because being alone is good.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Because you can sit there with your thoughts and you can go, I smell nice.
Mike's
Where did this smell
Daily
come from?
Podcast.
This is so nice.
Yeah!
I would like to clarify a story that I mentioned a little bit earlier on the podcast a couple weeks ago about how I was going to go to Santa Cruz. And what ended up happening was I had already booked some time with a friend that I had not seen in a while. It had been over a year, actually probably 2 years. This woman that I had met at a little dog park area of Santa Cruz with Basil the Boxer. And she was, I was going to meet up with her at the Santa Cruz Boardwalk. Now, originally, the length of time that we were going to be together was not specified. But then a friend of mine said to me, hey, I've got this cute girl that I work with, and she wants to meet you. She lives in Santa Cruz. So I decided, hey, I'll kill two birds with one stone. So I met both of them. That was my plan, to meet with both women, right? One was going to be considerably a while after meeting the other one. And, you know, just friendly, just get to hi, have a beer, that kind of thing. Well, when I told, look, I just walked in. When I told the first girl that I had known from 2 years ago that I was not going to be meeting with her, she hit the fan or ceiling or whatever. She hit something and got really mad and upset with me. I didn't tell her specifically I was going to be seeing another girl after her, but she was still very upset anyway. And so she sent me a text that I will not read to you right now, but maybe in a future podcast, about how upset she was that I was not, and I was going to spend with her close to 3 hours. And I ended up spending close to 3 hours with the other girl anyway. And we were just talking. What ended up happening was, so that the first girl said, no, I'm out of here. Goodbye. Never text me again. The second girl I met and had a couple beers with, and that was nice. I want to tell you, don't ever do that. Some of you guys get, your playas. Oh, look who else just walked in. And your playas, and you do that sort of thing all the time. I'm not a playa, and I can't do that. And I have just been shown how I can't. One of the revelations I've had here at Cafe Anyway. So a couple people have walked in. Hello, Michael Master. It's Madame Rootabega. So is that what Haley was trying to tell you that you did it bad on? Yeah, Haley did not accept any. Haley told me, well, Haley always sees from the other person's point of view. And Haley said, well, that first girl, she had a right to be upset. And she has a right to cut you off from never talking to you again and all that. Which what I say is, well, I'm sorry, but that's been done to me many times. What the hell? I still was going to spend some time with them, but whatever. Haley likes to take the opposite view. You know, some people always take the opposite view, and there's a great song by Delamitri that's called Opposite View. Delamitri had that hit in the 90s, Roll to Me. Look up Delamitri, along with Mark Knopfler, who I talked about last show. Oh, the other people that walked in.
Hello, Mike. It's Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, you're such a player, dear.
No, I'm not. I really am not. I will tell you that weeks go by and I don't ever, I mean, I see women, but I never have coffee with them or a beer or anything. So when I had the opportunity to meet with 2 women in one day, of course, I was interested. I was intrigued. But another thing that was interesting and intriguing was that my next door neighbor came by, his son came by, Aaron, knocked on my door and said, hey, a lady stopped by and was bringing you food, but since you weren't home, she left the food with us. It was a little container of potato salad mixed with, for some reason, with macaroni salad, and some 4th of July cookies. So it was food from a 4th of July, some soiree of some kind. And I said, do you know who the woman was? And they said no. What did she look like? Oh, she was older white woman. I'm like, okay. I have no idea who it was. So this is a mystery I still haven't solved. The potato salad's delicious. Yes, I'm eating potato salad from a mystery person. That ain't dangerous. Now where's that sound effect? That dun. So I'm done with the process of signing up with Cricket Wireless. I haven't gotten rid of Sprint yet. And my iPhone is going to, that I'm using now, is going to be repurposed. I'm going to use that as the alarm mechanism. It will wake me up in the morning. I'm going to have it sitting on a little thing in my room. There's this thing called an iHome. And if you put the iPhone on that, and this is an iPhone 4, so it's still got the big, long connection on the bottom, the long adapter to charge it. Anyway, I have a lot of music on it. I'm going to use that to wake me up. I'm excited about this. I'm repurposing an old iPhone. But, Mike, you could trade that in. No, I don't think you can with an old iPhone. These things are prehistoric, so I'm repurposing it. I'm getting Cricket. I'm excited. I'll let you know how that goes. Apparently, it runs on the AT&T coverage system, which Verizon, I did research. Verizon apparently is the best coverage in the U.S., supposedly. But T-Mobile is actually second, and then AT&T. But I'd rather deal, I don't know, where I live, AT&T seems to have better coverage, so we'll see. But I was surprised to see that T-Mobile has almost the same coverage as Verizon. I didn't know that they had sprung ahead so far. And T-Mobile is a German-based company. I was told by my German friend Petra, who's been on the show. You can hear her in a previous interview in the interviews section of the website, mikesdailypodcast.com, which you can check out now. It's wonderful. Go there. All kinds of links to amazing things. You can see the podcast picture. Oh, today's podcast picture, by the way.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Yes. What shall we have a picture of? I did a lot of research beforehand for this show. It's funny, I work at a talk radio station. Everybody does loads of research before they do their shows. And they that's why they sound so good. I'm going to go with this picture. I met a girl from Colorado the other day. Oh yeah, she was my bartender at the BJ's that I was talking about last show. And she said she had moved here from Colorado Springs, but it was interesting. She and I had both been to the BJ's in Ventura. That was the first BJ's brewery and I guess that is a bizarre name, in Ventura. And so she's now working at a BJ's. She thought that was the strangest thing, that she's now working for one. But she's from Colorado. I once went to Colorado Springs, was interviewing for a radio job there, which I did not take. Ended up going to Alabama instead. And my life trajectory went as such. But this is a picture from, they had flown me out for the interview, and I woke up one morning while I was staying at the hotel they had put me in. It was a nice hotel. It was a micro inn or something like that. I don't know if they still have those. And this is a picture of when I woke up in the morning and the sun was coming up, and it was a beautiful, or maybe this is a sunset. I don't remember. It was like over 10 years ago. But it's a great picture here. You can see it at mikesdailypodcast.com. Help out the show through the Amazon link. If you're going to do any shopping on Amazon, go through that link at mikesdailypodcast.com, and it helps us out. There's also the PayPal. If you'd like to donate, you get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters, which they talk so much on today's show. Michael Matthew, we don't have anything to say about hanging out with all the people at Cafe Anyway. Oh.
Yeah, Mike, what she said.
Yeah, we have no idea. Do you know that? Okay, so there we go. Now it's time for the segment, The Michaelpedia in Seneca.
The Michaelpedia in Seneca.
Yeah, like I was saying, all the past podcast pictures are at mikesdailypodcast.com, and past shows and past interviews that I've done. So, FBI Director James Comey staunchly defended his decision not to recommend criminal charges against Hillary Clinton, even though all the Republicans are going, hey, but like you basically said she's guilty, so why don't you like throw her in jail so that we have Trump win, even though we don't like Trump. Yes, all about the private email servers. While she was Secretary of State, Comey told a House panel that the decision was based on an apolitical review of nearly a century of case law. This according to USA Today. In his first public remarks since announcing the recommendation on Tuesday, Comey told a politically divided House Oversight and Government Reform Committee that the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee did not lie to FBI agents, did not break the law, and that the decision not to proceed with criminal charges was the unanimous assessment of a group of investigators and analysts whom the director described as an all-star team assembled by the Justice Department. He said there is no way anybody would bring a case against John Doe or Hillary Clinton for the second time in 100 years based on those facts, even though several of the Republicans there were like, well, you know, the average Joe, oh yeah, that was the guy from Utah, yeah, average Joe would get thrown in jail, rightly so, for things that were happening that Hillary did. It's just the way I feel about it is that this situation here, it's you know, we all make mistakes. As I talk about something that involves the defense of our country. But, you know, okay, supposedly she maybe threw into question the security of our country slightly. But if we really went over with a fine-tooth comb all of our secretaries of states, hell, all of our politicians, there would be questions. With a fine-tooth comb, you could find all kinds of issues with people. And this isn't a blaring mistake. It's not blaring. It is the beginning of she was Secretary of State in the transition phase of a new age where we are very email heavy, and we have emails that we have to access at a moment's notice, as she was doing. You remember all the flack Obama got in for being like the first president to carry around a blue, what do you call them? Palm? The cell phone, smartphone that predated the iPhone, whatever that was. The BlackBerry, that's it. Was it a BlackBerry he had? Or a Palm Pilot? I don't know. Hey, that everybody gave him flack for that. But you see,